Hi there, it's David Young, the Resourceful Coach, and what we're going to talk a little bit about today is just strategy when you're on the golf course. And especially if you're a member of a golf club, understanding where's a good place to hit the ball so you can improve that chance of scoring better on each hole. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a 3-hole little challenge here, and we're going to look at the holes, but we're going to look at them in a slightly different way. We're on the tee box here on the 17th. It's a 200-yard par 3, playing down the hill. But what we're going to do is we're going to break the hole up before I play the shot. So actually what we're going to do, we're going to wander down to the green. We're going to look at the hole backwards to give us the right strategy to how to play this hole. So what we've done is we've walked down to the green and we're just going to get some information. We're going to look back up the hole. And as we said on the tee box, it's understanding and getting this information to help us to play the hole. It's par 3, it's 200 yards along the 17th here at Corinthians. And hopefully on the camera, what you can see is this camber of the fairway going that way. Okay, so we want to use that. I think that's really important. That when we get on that tee box is to think, well, the fairway is going to go that way. So the last thing I want to do is aim down this side of the hole, because if I land on that slope, it's going to kick me into the rough. I want to be on this flag, which is a little bit left of center of the green, and that might take me into the middle. If I'm a little bit more courageous, I can go up towards the sort of the side there and use that. So again, using that information on the tee box now, it allows me to make the decision of the shot. And if you are a member of a golf club, start to plot your way around those holes. That's really important. Okay, so we've got the idea. Let's see if we can do it when we're on that tee box. So now we've looked at the hole from green back. We can see that camber of the fairway moving left to right. And this is all about your ability. It's understanding what shot you're capable of doing. So that skill that you've got. And we talked about the fact that if you are sort of a higher handicap golfer, you might aim more at the flag and it would then roll more towards the right side of the green and you're happy playing that shot. If you've got a little bit more skill, you might go a little bit left to see if the camber of the fairway would bring you back into the hole. Now, another thing we're looking at here, hopefully you can see it on the camera, we've got a big tree here, right on the edge of the tree, on the tee. And I see a lot of golfers, they're faders of the ball and they tee up here on this side. Hopefully I'm still in the camera. And then what happens is they just plow it straight into the tree. So again, we know we're going to use this hole and we're going to come down from left to right. So basically, tee up a little bit more middle right side of the hole. Okay, that gets me away from the tree, number one. Number two, now I can get my angle going out more towards the left side of the green. And let's see if now the strategy that we've created, if we can execute the shot to get the ball on the green. Let's see what happens. So I'm aiming a little bit left of the hole. Let the fairway do the work for us down the other end. Let's make a good swing. Okay, so that's around about, I'd say 5-6 yards left of the flag. It's kicking round. It's just whether I hit it good enough to get that ball up to the hole. Let's go down, have a look, and finish off the hole. But by going and looking at that hole, and as I said, when you're a member of a golf club, don't finish a hole and think that's the end of it. Look back at it, think, what could I have done better if you haven't scored well? We've got a good strategy on this. Hopefully that's worked out brilliantly and we've got a chance for a birdie putt. So I'm just going to take the flag out so you can see exactly where we ended up. I think the flag is right in front of the camera. But you can see everything we talked about. We look back down the hole, we can see the camber, everything kicked round. I thought I had plenty of club to get there. I've just come up a couple of paces short of the green. 4 more paces onto the green. We're only talking 6 paces away. What's that, 15 feet? Never going to moan at being 15 feet away on a 200-yard par 3. So let's see if we can finish the job off. Be lovely if we can nick a birdie here. But again, just got to get that sort of feel of what it's going to do through this first bit of grass and then how it hit the green. Okay, but I'm going to stick with my putter. I think that's the safest shot here. Roll it down. Still happy with a 3, but if we can get a 2, that'll be a bonus. Oh, that came out a little bit funny. Because I got the weight right, didn't expect it to jump that way. We've rolled it down, not the greatest of putts. But there we go, we've got a par, okay? So that's showing you how we can play the 17th hole here at Corinthians by strategy. We noticed the fairway moving the way it does. We aimed out to the left, we used it and brought ourselves back. We're going to play the 9th hole now. Now it's a little bit strange how we're playing some of these holes, but I'm just picking holes to give you the idea of getting strategy when there's something on the hole that doesn't make the hole dead straight. But let's go play the 9th hole. So we've now come to the 9th hole. Let's look at the strategy of this hole. We're looking back at the tee box. You can see how severely it looks going downhill. Well, we've got to go up that hill. And what golfers don't tend to do is realise they need to hit more club off this tee to get up here, because the uphill slope is going to slow their ball up. Okay, so probably losing around about 20, 30 yards. For most golfers, probably 10, 15% of their distance because they're going up that hill. We're going to turn the video. I'm not going to come back into the caption now. But let's just turn the video to show you the hole. So what it does, it works its way round then to a dog leg there. And what we can see straight up ahead of us is much more then a hole that is moving left to right. And again, the main thing we'll do when I get up here, hopefully we'll hit a decent tee shot. We can show you then physically what I need to do with the second shot going into the green so we can get the result that we want. But we can see this dog leg, we worked it round, we want to keep it up this left side, use the camber of the fairway to bring me back nicely into the fairway to give me a chance to put that ball on the green. But let's go down to the tee. We've now got the idea of what to do. Let's see if we can execute it. So now we've got our strategy. We've looked at the hole from up there. We can now see as we stand on the tee box, the hole goes uphill, moves left to right, and you can see the lovely stripes on the fairway giving us that indication of what to do. From what we told ourselves back there is we want to get to the corner. If we can go a little bit past it, great. It's a little bit into the wind today. So although this hole is only 370 yards, it plays a lot longer than that. It's probably playing well over 400 yards today. And to reach the 150 marker, which in real terms is only 220, is probably getting closer to 260. Okay, so I'm quite happy to hit my driver here. That's an important thing to understand. Okay, because taking into account the conditions, I don't believe I'm going to run out of fairway. I think that's really important to understand. So looking at the shot, what we're looking at here, as we said, don't be scared to be a bit left here because it opens the hole right up. And as we've just said, it plays very, very long. So even if you get out of here as a handicap golfer with a 5, you're not losing shots. It's stroke index 3. So again, not a lot of golfers should be powering this hole. So I'm going to aim up the left side. That wind should help me a little bit to bring it back to the dog leg, but keep it up the left. That allows the hole then to be open, make it easier to get into the flag next shot. Okay, so that's nice. Started up the left, it's faded back a little bit to the middle, and then it's just followed the hole nicely. If I'd hit that shot more direct and tried to hit that shape, I'd have probably gone into the trees on the right and I wouldn't have a shot. So that should lead me, I can see the ball, that should lead me around about 160 into the green. Really, really happy with that. Slightly into the wind, so probably playing a little bit longer. But let's go and see our strategy from there. So really happy with my result. Smack in the middle of the fairway. I've gone up that hill, as I said, hitting the driver. The trouble there, I was never going to reach it because of the wind. And it shows how strong the wind is because I've just looked up and there's no flag on the green. So it must have been blown out of the hole over the last few minutes because it was there when I walked out here earlier. Okay, so a little bit of a strong wind. Because of that, I'm pretty much bang on the 150 marker. This is one of the longest greens on the golf course. So again, it's a little bit of that strategy. I know this green is around about 30 yards long. So 150 is to the center of the green. And I know the flag when I went past it earlier is at the front of the green. So if I'm 150 to the middle, this is playing probably 140, but it's into the wind. So now I'm going to think I'm going to go more up to 155. I'm going to add a club. So that should be an 8 iron. I'm going to hit a 7 iron up here. I know the flag was cut middle left. And again, hopefully what you can see on the camera here is the slope on the left. It looks quite thick grass, but actually, if you go up there, it's so severe the slope, it will kick down onto the green. So again, we're just giving you help here if you come and play Corinthians. So middle to left side, there's a crow just left of the green. He's not bad line, actually, if I can aim up towards him and then just let the camber of the ground do the work for me. Again, good strategy, good idea what to do, commit to the shot. Okay, well, that's pretty much bang on line to where I think the flag is. Topped up. Let's go and have a look and see what we've got. But by making sure that I aimed a bit left, yes, I slightly pushed that. I was never bringing in the trouble on the right. If I miss this green right, you go down a slope, you're in trouble. So again, the strategy was all I could see was all the things helping me from the left. I aimed up there. All right, I didn't hit it perfectly where I wanted to go, but I knew I had a little bit of room for error either side. On this occasion, the flag was in, if I pushed it, was in a better position for me to get a result. Hopefully, that should be all over the flag, unless the greenkeeper's moved the hole and hasn't put the flag back in. Let's go and have a look at the putt. So here's where we've ended up. And again, we can see the flag has been blown out. So let's get rid of that. Move that out of the way. And again, that just shows the importance, if you can, of the chance of your flag going to get blown out is very, very small. But by just being aware of looking at the holes, playing different holes at other times, it makes a difference because all of a sudden, if that does happen, you've got a recollection of where you think it is And where have we ended up? We're inside 10 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4 paces. We're looking around about that 10 feet. So really, really happy. As I said, if I'd taken the 150 mark, I'd be up past the camera and I'd have a much trickier putt. So let's see if we can make our birdie. The strategy of getting to the green's brilliant. Now we've got to finish it off. We said it was 4 paces, low point running there, reasonable slope. So I'd say this is going to break probably around about 8 inches from the center of the cup. So about 6 inches outside the left edge. Let's see if we can execute it. Slightly downhill, not a lot. Let's get it out there, trust it. Nice roll on the ball, really good. So you can see by looking at the hole, working out what to do from the tee box, that put me in a great position. Knowing where the flag was, even though it wasn't there, I was able to play the shot and we made a nice birdie there. Let's go play another par 4. We're going to play a dog leg going right to left, just to give you the idea of the strategy playing that hole. So the weather's improved. You can see we've got rid of the top. We're now just out in a t-shirt and we're here on our 4th hole at Corinthians, but it's our 3rd hole of our strategy. And if we look past me, we can look down towards the tee box. We're going to show you a couple of key things on this hole. I'm on the very right side of the fairway. I'm looking at a shot. This is a hole around about 360 yards. Okay, and we're looking at a shot. If I got it to here, let's just take a reading up to the green. And we've got around about, we're just behind the 150. So we've got about 164 to that flag. So we're looking at a drive about 200 yards. And what's really important as you look at this camera angle is if you play this hole, you want to be, if you can, at least this far up. We could be back here a little bit further. We'll show you this angle in a minute to get a clear entry into the green. But I'm going to show you the fault golfers do on this hole. Okay, this is a right to left dogleg. So we're going to turn the camera now to face the hole so you can see what we've left ourselves. But then we're going to show you what is the error I see all day long on this hole, which turns this into quite a straightforward par 4 if you get the tee shot away, to now what becomes a 5 or a 6 very, very easily. So what you can see from the angle we just showed you, we showed you back to the tee box, keeping up the right side, it now opens the hole really up. And even if you're a little bit further as we look at it to this side of the hole, unless you go another 30 yards, which will take you into the trees, it straight away makes it that much easier to get the results you want. What you can see though, as we look the other side, you see the trees there. I'm going to go across, I'm still going to be on the fairway. I'm going to be the same distance from the hole, but you can see by just trying to be greedy and cut this corner, how it's going to make your next shot nigh on impossible to get the result you want. So this is the most common result I see. I've literally walked across 20 yards across from right side of the fairway to left side of the fairway. You can't see the flag anymore. Those trees are in the way. And the time I've been here, which is just over sort of 4 years now, getting up towards 4 years, these trees have grown up so much. So it becomes nigh on impossible to go over the top of them. So when you're playing this hole, the strategy is, and we're going to see if I can do it in a minute, is to take something off that tee around about 200 yards, but keep it up the right side. Even if you go in the light rough, that's not a bad place. Go down the left side, you're blocking yourself out. So we've just gone through the strategy of how to play this hole. Goal here is to be middle right side of the fairway, open up the green. If I can advance this a couple hundred yards, maybe 210 off the tee, that's exactly what we're looking for. So I've got my fairway wood I'm going to hit off the tee here rather than my driver. A little bit of breeze, but it shouldn't really affect it too much. But we've got the idea. So we've got that impression in our mind of exactly what we want to do, where we want to go. So that's good. So let's focus on that. Keep it up the right side, opens the hole up. I just pick a stripe. So I'm picking about the 3rd dark stripe on the right side of the fairway. Commit to that idea. Not the best strike, but it's on the line that I want. So as long as I've got up the top of the ridge, which we have done, that will open the hole up nicely. Probably lost 10, 15 yards because it wasn't my best strike. But you'll see when we get up there, I've got a clear view of the hole. It just means I've got to hit one more club into the green because I didn't hit the perfect shot with this club. So we've arrived where the tee shot ended up. Pretty much what we were looking to do. We've got it up the right side. As we said on the tee, didn't get the perfect strike, but the strategy was good. We kept it up the right side. That's given me a really good opportunity. Now you can see, I can see a clear view through to the green. So we've got about 160. I was looking for maybe 145, 150, but as I said, with that slightly imperfection on the strike, I've lost maybe a club. It's a little bit into the wind. So what we're going to hit in here today, we're going to hit a 5 iron in instead of a 6 iron. Plenty of green behind now. You can see from the picture we've put on the screen that the flag is cut right at the front. loads of green behind, so that's why the 5-iron's a good choice of club. Again, it's strategy of what we're looking to do. Struck it nicely. Should be plenty of club to get us there. Yep. On the green nicely. Probably a little bit to the left side of the green. But you can see by getting the strategy right, we've got the ball up the hole. We're on the green. We've got a chance, an outside chance of a birdie. But more importantly, get your 2 putts, get your par and move on. Let's go and have a look at the putt. So here's where we've ended up. And let's go through our green reading method. Again, strategy. This is not the easiest of putts. I can feel it. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 paces. But I can feel everything pulling me to the camera. Everything going that way. Probably, if I'm honest, probably pulling me here. Okay, so if I think of that as 6 o'clock on a clock face, my golf ball is sitting around about 10 o'clock. So this is going to be a big breaking putt and it's going to be fast. Okay, 10 o'clock, I'm above the what I call the 9 o'clock position. So anything above the 9 and 3 o'clock has to be a downhill putt. But everything's going to turn quite viciously this way. I'd probably say this is a 4% slope. So I'm looking at here, probably, well, not probably, I'd say 40 inches outside the hole. I need to be 10 hole widths out here. And I'm actually going to go a little bit higher. And the reason why I'm going to go more is because I'm so severe coming down that hill. I think I've just got to get it roughly up here and it will just drop down to the hole nicely. So again, it's that strategy. This is a good 1 to 2 putt. If I hole it, it's a massive bonus. But 2 putts would be good here. Get out of here with my 4. Just pulled that second shot. My distance actually wasn't too bad. I'm only probably a couple of yards past the flagstick. But the more I look at it, the more I want to get out here. So let's see what we can do. Feels downhill. Going to really break a lot from left to right. Hopefully the camera will show you that. Let's get it out there. See if we can get out of here with a 2 putt. Move on. Start that way left. Here it comes, dropping down. Take that all day long, got it within a foot. At one point there, I thought it was going to have enough energy to go all the way down to the hole. But again, each shot has its goal. Each shot has its strategy, what I'm looking to do. So hopefully what you've seen there, we've played those 3 holes and we've gone through how to play the hole. Look at the hole, we've gone back and looked at it, decided what would be the best option of how to play the hole. The par 3, we kept it up the left, used the slope. The left to right dogleg, kept it up the left again and just shaped it with the hole. And then our par 4 here, keep it out to the right. And by doing that, it opened the hole right up to make it so much easier to get the desired result we want. I hope you've enjoyed those 3 holes with me on the course today. If you have, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and I look forward to seeing you soon.